Now I want to show you how to improve your site load speed by speeding up your JavaScript calls. So we're not getting into the JavaScript code itself, we're just getting into the calls of the JavaScript, which is way easier, much easier, because you don't have to change any actual JavaScript code or know any code. And what we're only going to do is we're going to change the order of when this code gets loaded. Remember, JavaScript is a render blocking entity, which means that as long as your pages have to go and fetch JavaScript code or do something, the rest of your page rendering is stuck. It's waiting for the JavaScript to complete. So sometimes the JavaScript has an immediate visual impact on your page. And in those cases, you want to leave that, because obviously your page is going to change in how it looks. But some things like analytics or things that run in the background or Google Ad pixels, those don't need to get shown immediately. Those can be the last things to load. So there is a tag you can add to your script. It's the async tag. And what that really does is whenever you call your JavaScript, you have an async tag you can use. And I put it here, as you can see. This is just for our test. And before I had this tag, what was happening is these calls were preventing my page load speeds. And I'm going to show you the before and afters of how it affected the site load speed. This is the before. You see, reduce render blocking script was offending, was an offender. I guess we're calling this the offending pages, or it was slowing down my page load by 1.4 seconds. And they were specifically complaining about these two. Okay, so it's not all the scripts. In my case, I put the async in all the scripts just to be safe and sure. But here they're just complaining about two of these. So you really just have to play around with those two. Now, let's see what happens when I took them out. I took out these guys. And I didn't take out the code, I just made them asynchronous, which really meant that it's okay for the page to wait for loading those JavaScripts until all the visual elements have been loaded, and then those elements can get fetched. Okay, so it's just the order of the JavaScript that gets to, you're just telling it you can load the JavaScript later. That's all you're telling it. So here I'm going to show you the results of that. Now our performance score is 50 now. Our page load speed, the first meaningful paint, is even faster. It's getting to be really good. I mean, remember, this is testing on a 3G connection. This is not even testing it on a good connection. And now also there's the problem of reducing render blocking scripts is nowhere to be found. The only problem is reduce render blocking style sheets, but we've also reduced that already. We can reduce it further, but we happen to need these. Like, these are things we're currently using. We can remove them further. That's fine if we remove them further, but we actually need these style sheets. And a 1 second delay is okay. As if your page loads within a second, that's amazing. So you see how very quickly, in almost no work, I mean, you could do this in under an hour, and you can really speed up your pages. And once you really understand the problems with one page, on your second, third, fourth page, the problems are nearly identical, because most sites have most pages that are done in a very similar way. So as soon as you find a problem that repeats, that problem you can fix it everywhere. For example, if this image, when we compressed its size, well, if this image is pulled up on your other pages, it's going to immediately speed up your other pages without even touching those pages, because this same image is now reduced in size. So now your whole site is faster wherever it's using this image. So you see, very quickly we're able to just go one by one by one by one and make everything faster.